Have you ever noticed how generosity can sometimes feel like a hidden curse? There are moments when an open heart seems like an easy target, and kindness feels like an invitation for disrespect. It's strange how an act born from compassion can, when misunderstood, turn into pain. But what if I told you that the true essence of kindness isn't about being soft, it's about being strong in love and wise in your boundaries? Today, I want to share with you an ancient Buddhist tale that reveals how to keep your spirit calm without letting the world crush you. A story told through the meeting of an eagle and a monk, a lesson about respect, self-mastery, and silent strength. How many times have you asked yourself if being kind makes you weak? And how often have you felt guilty for saying no? The answer is simple yet profound. Kindness is not submission, and refusal is not cruelty. Compassion means acting with awareness, not fear. It means helping because you want to, not because you're afraid of rejection. The real strength of the soul lies in caring without being consumed, in loving without losing yourself. And before we continue, if this kind of wisdom speaks to your heart, leave a like, subscribe, and share this story. Because when you spread wisdom, you don't just help others, you expand your own light. Long ago, in the quiet valleys of a mountain where the wind whispered ancient secrets, there lived a solitary eagle. Proud, fierce, and feared by all, the mere sound of its wings slicing through the air sent smaller creatures running for shelter. Its piercing gaze symbolized power and loneliness. One day, a monk with calm eyes and measured steps crossed the valley. He saw the eagle perched upon a stone, unmoving, as if lost in thought. The monk folded his hands and spoke softly. "Why do you spread fear, noble bird? Life is short, and the fear you cause returns to you as suffering." The eagle bowed its head and answered honestly, "I don't seek to frighten for pleasure, only to protect myself. I do not wish to harm, only to survive." The monk smiled gently and said, "Then live in peace. Don't attack, simply observe. Serenity is the greatest strength." Moved by his words, the eagle promised, "I will no longer strike." Time passed. The monk went on his way and months later returned to the same mountain. When he looked up, he stopped in shock. The great eagle was weak, its feathers tattered and dull, its eyes dimmed. "What happened to you?" the monk asked, saddened. The bird replied in a trembling voice, "Since the day I vowed not to attack, humans climbed up here. They threw stones, plucked my feathers, and mocked me. I remembered your words and endured it all in silence, harming no one. Now I can barely fly." The monk lowered his gaze and after a moment said quietly, "I told you not to attack, but I never told you not to spread your wings." In that instant, the eagle understood. From that day forward, whenever danger approached, it would rise, spread its mighty wings, and cry out with a powerful call that echoed across the cliffs. No one dared harm it again, and yet it never attacked another living being. It was respected not through fear, but through wisdom. The eagle lived the rest of its days in peace, strong in its calm and serene in its strength. This story isn't merely about a bird and a monk. It's about us, about how easily we confuse kindness with weakness, love with self-erasure, and peace with silence. The eagle believed peace meant enduring abuse. Many of us do the same. We mistake empathy for submission, forgiveness for tolerance, and kindness for voicelessness. But the truth one the Buddha taught centuries ago is that true compassion is never weak. It is steady. Wisdom must walk beside kindness, just as a bird needs both wings to fly. The monk showed the eagle the art of nonviolence, without submission, the harmony between love and self-protection. If you have a kind heart, but find yourself exhausted, hurt, or disrespected, perhaps you've forgotten to open your wings. Compassion doesn't mean allowing disrespect. You can be gentle and still draw clear boundaries. The first step is to understand the difference between generosity and the need to please. When kindness is driven by fear, it ceases to be a virtue and becomes a prison. The Buddha once said, "If you light a lamp for someone, it will also brighten your path." But what happens if you keep giving away all your oil? Who will light your way then? Endless giving burns you out. True kindness is conscious. Before helping someone, ask yourself, am I doing this out of love or out of guilt? If it's guilt, stop. Love is freedom. Guilt is a chain. Learning to say no is an act of compassion. The Buddha taught, you yourself, as much as anyone in the universe, deserve your love and affection. Saying no when needed is not selfish, it's self-care. The eagle wasn't made to crawl. Its wings are symbols of dignity. Your life should be the same. Keep your heart open, but never lower your strength. The next lesson is to balance empathy with clarity. Feeling deeply is vital, but carrying the weight of the world is foolish. Caring for others doesn't mean accepting injustice. Sometimes the most compassionate act is to step away. Silence can be a response. Truth, even when it hurts, is liberation. The Buddha himself faced betrayal and scorn, yet never lost his serenity. He neither bowed to hatred nor sought revenge. He answered with calm clarity, that is wisdom. A peaceful heart paired with an awakened mind. Another lesson, release guilt. Remorse is the trap of the kind-hearted. The mind whispers, if I don't help, I'm bad. But that's illusion. The middle way teaches that peace lives in balance, neither rigid nor weak. Give when you can, withdraw when you must. Love without boundaries destroys. Protecting yourself without love hardens. Harmony exists in the center. And here lies another truth. Learn to spread your wings. The eagle's cry was not rage, it was awareness. That cry said, do not harm me, but I will not bow. This is assertiveness, calm defense without hostility. You don't need to scream to be strong. Sometimes power lives in stillness, in saying, that's not acceptable, with quiet confidence. Let go, too, of the need to be liked by everyone. Even the Buddha embodiment of compassion was disliked by some. So why should you expect otherwise? Seeking approval from all is walking in circles. Peace begins when you realize your worth doesn't depend on applause. Kindness is who you are, not a performance. When you act with genuine love, let others think what they will. You answer only to your conscience. Forgiveness, too, is often misunderstood. It doesn't mean inviting harm again. To forgive is to release resentment, not reopen wounds. You can wish someone peace and still keep your distance. That's not cruelty, that's wisdom. The eagle learned this when it stopped suffering in silence and began protecting its spirit. Even anger holds wisdom. The Buddha never denied anger. He warned against being ruled by it. Anger is a signal. It reveals when a boundary has been crossed. Use it as a mirror, not a weapon. When it rises, breathe. Ask yourself, which line did I ignore? When understood, anger transforms into insight. Finally, be mindful of where you invest your kindness. Compassion blooms only in fertile ground. Not everyone deserves your full energy. Some people drain, others uplift. Learn the difference. The Buddha said, a false friend is more dangerous than a wild beast. Step back from those who deplete you. Move closer to those who nourish your peace. You don't have to cut ties with hatred, simply allow distance to do its healing work. Being strong doesn't mean closing your heart, it means opening it with discernment. The eagle remained majestic, she simply learned when to soar and when to rest. True strength is loving with wisdom, forgiving without self-betrayal, helping without losing yourself. We all have an eagle within, the protector that guards, the cry that warns. And within us also lives a monk, the calm voice that teaches love. When these two meet in balance, serenity is born. So don't be afraid to open your wings. Be firm without being harsh, peaceful without being fragile. Real peace doesn't come from pleasing everyone, but from living truthfully with an awakened heart. Kindness isn't silence, it's awareness in action. Be like the eagle, wise, watchful, and free. And if this story touched your soul, remember, sharing wisdom multiplies light. Leave your like, subscribe, and share this message with someone who needs to remember that kindness is not weakness. It's the courage to love without losing yourself.